He grabbed her wrists and pulled her hands away, wrapping her in a comprehensive hug, but she wasn't sure if it was for comfort or to stop her from taking out her anger on him. "You did know!" She butted him with her forehead, the only part of her that was free, then collapsed against him, sobbing. "Why didn't you tell me?" He didn't speak, just stood holding her as if she were still a little girl. He'd always been there, sometimes cold and distant, sometimes a safe haven. Big brother, best friend, Dutch uncle, devil's advocate. It had been like that for as long as she could remember. They stood in the entryway, silent, not moving, until her sobs turned to hiccups and she began to shake with cold. "I'll get you some dry clothes," Alden said, and dropped his arms abruptly, leaving her alone and appalled at her behavior. He hadn't turned on any lights, and Meri stumbled through the dark toward his bedroom, which had at one time been the cook's quarters, long before her time or his. She met him coming back. "Towel on the bed along with some sweats. You'll look ridiculous in them, but I think we could use a little humor, don't you?" A shrill whistling sound came from the kitchen. "Take a shower if you want. I'll make you some tea." He was acting as if she'd just been caught in an April shower instead of passing through the eye of hell. She stepped inside and slammed the door. Even that was aborted, since the door was swollen from the humidity and refused to close. It made her laugh, but she quelled it. Laughter was too close to tears. She grabbed the towel off the bed and went into the bathroom. Meri lost track of time in the shower. The water was hot and the jet was strong, and for a second she forgot that her life had just come tumbling down around her ears. She stood under the spray much like she had run through the rain, mindless, trying to drive the knowledge away. But it wasn't going away, even if she shriveled up to nothing. She turned off the water and climbed out of the tub, toweled off her hair, and, smelling like Alden's soap and shampoo, went to the bedroom to put on his clothes. There was something weird about that, and on a better day she might have found something clever to say about it, but tonight she just let it wrap around her. Protective, even though the sweatshirt sleeves were a good 6 inches too long, and the pants had to be rolled up several times just so she wouldn't trip on them, and apropos of the man who was something between enigma, work in progress, and sage of the ages, he'd left her a pair of woolly socks to wear. Raw and exhausted, she padded out to the living room, where a tea tray and newly lit fire were waiting. Alden wasn't there, but she heard his voice from the dining room. She had meant to come out and apologize for treating him like a punching bag, for being ungrateful and selfish, but the apology died on her lips. "Why don't I keep her here for a while tonight? Give her a chance to calm down." She marched over to the archway and ambushed him as he hung up. "Keep me? Keep me? You make me sound like a child or a half-wit." "Do I? I just thought that you might want to get a little distance on the whole thing and give them a chance to recover from your outburst. They're pretty upset, and I think we've all had enough drama for one day." Her eyes filled up again. She didn't think she had any tears left. "Plus, it's still raining, and I'll have to walk you home, and then I'll have to walk home again. I've gotten wet enough for you this evening." He walked past her to the coffee table and began to pour tea into 2 mugs. Like a slap to a hysteric, his attitude drove any tears away. He always knew just when to administer a dash of cold water, this reclusive, sometimes bitter man. She probably needed it, but tonight she was too bruised to withstand it. She lashed back. "Why do you sit around in the dark? You have money." It was a cheap shot, and she didn't expect an answer. "Not as much as you might think." It surprised her so much that she blurted out, "2 kids can't cost that much." He handed her a mug. "When their mother is Jennifer, they can. Besides, this is all I need." He made an offhand